Good morning again, everybody. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2024. Remember today at 2 p.m. Eastern, live trading alerts. If you're interested in any kind of alerts, anything about setting up scans, whether or not you use the scanner or not, that's 2 p.m. in the LTA room, okay? All right. Let's see. Oh, I've got Apple up here. I want to start with Apple. And the reason is we kind of talked about this week because the market's been a little bit wonky, just not super bullish. It's in this wall of worry, climbing higher, bullish mode, but very concerning. And we've talked about Apple earlier in the week, maybe even last week, I don't know. Anyway, let me get this up. Okay, so what I want to talk about is not rushing in just because we have, a candle pattern. And candle patterns, the way, the proper way to trade those. Now, I say proper, that's probably a poor way to put it. Because somebody wants to buy this, you're buying the Morning Star, okay, fine. I think maybe a more, in my mind, safer is let's wait for the breakout of the Morning Star. Okay, so here we have this candle right in here, and let's wait for that breakout right here, and then this becomes the tradable bottom. So here's what happens, and so far what's happening is exactly what we talked about. Is, we see something like this, maybe the 200 period moving average gets you kind of revved up. You get these dojis in here, you get this move up. Okay, let's buy Apple. Well, whenever a chart has a good, I would say a good trend, and bearish, that's a good bearish trend. When we're down, it takes several candles. It takes a candle pattern to turn it. It just doesn't turn because it has, buyers on one day. That's just not typical. So what happens is, you jump into it, you buy it somewhere, and then we start this pullback. Well, you get a little nervous in there, So you say, okay, it had no follow through. You're not going to keep it, so you close it out. Maybe you close it out a little bit green. Maybe you close it out a little bit red. And see, there's the problem. That starts messing with your win loss ratio, and also it messes with your brain. It messes with your psyche, your trading psyche. It just, losses, they weigh on you. So you're really fighting a chart pattern that really was against you in the beginning, because we need that bottom created in there. Let me get rid of all that. And that bottom is a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high. So based on what we have right in front of us, based on the chart we're looking at now, things could change. We could come down further. We could just move sideways. Well, if you move sideways, that high is not going to change right there. But we could come down further, and that would change the dynamics of the chart. And we would have to start the process over. But with the low, high, higher, low, this is what we're looking for, is a breakout up here. So let's put a line right here, right in there. That, to me, what it does is shows that there's really buyers in there. Now, I think there's going to be buyers on Apple, but what we don't know is, are the buyers going to be in this area? Or is Apple not worth this much right now? Do investors / traders think Apple's more, worth something down here? And we'll know that if we start to see the follow through. At least we'll feel better about it if we start to see the follow through. So I think this is a great chart to watch right now. And to try to get a grip on that, well, where do I buy it? And again, in the beginning, I think I said it was better to wait for a break. The proper way is what I said. In candlestick world, I think it is. You want to buy on follow through, but I get it if somebody wants to buy here. Just watch out for that that pullback. Even this day here, we came down into these low yesterday, and then today, just be careful that it doesn't ding you for a little bit just because it kind of shook you out of it, because it's not going right away. Nothing has to go right away. Anyway, I was just flipping through charts this morning and I saw Apple. And I thought, man, that's a good example of why we don't want to rush into things. All right. So with that said, let's take a quick look at the market. Sorry to waste our time with that, if that was a time waster for some folks. So far, the SPY has momentum. So I want to put this up here. And this is what I'm looking at for momentum. This is for my personal trading. There we go right there. You've got the 3 above the 8 above the trend indicator. I show it a lot with this chart a lot of times. So let's get rid of price. We don't need price for this. Let's change to daily. And there you go. We've got it working. You've got the yellow above the white and the white above the red or green and the green dots. So we've got momentum in the SPY right now. And this is what it might look like starting out, and then you can see what happens if it has true momentum follow through. That's kind of what we're waiting for here. Are we going to get true momentum follow through? So that's what I'm kind of watching. But right now it's bullish. You can see pre-market, we're holding up here. A little bit of somebody might call that a negative candle. But as long as it holds up there, life is good. Life is good. Now, in the end, here, let me get rid of this here. In the end, and when I say at the end, I could say at the end of the day, but I don't want anyone to take that literally. What we need to do is if you want to remain bullish, we need to break out of that area right there. That is exactly where we need to break out of. And you can see where the sellers kind of got us here. The sellers took us back down. When the buyers tried to take us up, the sellers killed us. And then we came back up, and the sellers are just not letting the bulls through there. So the bulls need to figure out a way to get through there, or it could be bad news. But we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see, really quick. Transports, they're kind of hanging in there doing nothing. They're not falling apart, but they're not. I wouldn't put them on my favorite bullish watch list right now, that's for sure. SMH, I think, is doing fantastic. As long as we get the bigger tech, a good way to watch that is FNGU. As long as that bigger tech stays bullish, that's where the market's going to go. I know, a lot of people, geez, we can't keep going up with the same big tech stocks leading us up. Oh, yes, we can. And we've done that a lot lately. So, oh, yes, we can. So that's one thing I'm going to be watching is, will the big tech continue to push us to the upside? T2123 actually ended bullish yesterday. And that tells me that there's a bit more of a broader market bullish attitude in there. Now, we'll watch the open. This doesn't show the open over here. We'll watch the open and how we proceed today. And this is going to be important. This is the 15-minute and 60-minute, so we'll watch that. Make sure that we stay on that bullish side. Okay, let's take a look at some charts here, all right? Again, TT, I want to thank you. That was a great idea you had, putting a watch list, the watch list that we flagged during the day up in, posted out here in the room. And I think the best way to do that is post it up in the app. Those with those that aren't in the room on a regular basis, but they have the app, they'll be alerted that those are there. They look on their phone and they can see the list. Or you can come in the room and you can see the list. It'll be easy to find, because if we post it just in the general chat, it might be kind of hard to find. But up there in the upper chat, I think that's a great idea. Okay, So let's look at some charts here that I kind of like this morning, just kicking off. So this is starting that list, and then I'll post this list, at the end of the day, kind of filter through it a little bit, and then we'll take a look at it. But anyway, PDD might be setting up. Now, for the most part, I am still bullish on the list. Last night I posted there were some bearish charts because this market is very, very close where it could swing. It could swing bullish or bearish. But right now, I believe it is still bullish, and until it changes, I will remain to the bullish side. So here's PDD. You can see that nice trend there. I'm going to put this 3 back up because, I'll just put it up there, I guess, and I'll take it down after. I don't like it on my chart because it just clutters my chart. But what it does is we can look at PDD and you can see the momentum that's working there. I define momentum as price leading and the 3 above the 8 and the 8 above the trend indicator. Now, price leading does not mean price has to be up here. Now, price can actually be under the trend, the 3, that's what this is, 3 EMA. Price can actually be under that, and I'm still going to call it leading. In fact, maybe we'll see a chart that way. So I'm looking at, I'm staring at this chart, talking, and this chart is getting better and better to me every time I look at it. So the momentum is there. Look at the candle pattern here, where we're up, we're back, and then we're up, and then see the follow through. This is kind of a rising method. I'm going to go with it. That's a rising method right there. That's a bullish chart. That's a very nice chart, actually. So I'll be watching PDD here for a possible trade. Because it's $150, that'll certainly be an option trade, directional to the upside here. Let's take a look at RJF. This is another one. See how the momentum is starting to climb up? See how, let's just take the momentum. Here, let me do this. And let's paint this blue. Let's take this right here, from right here up to right here. See how that momentum stayed? And as long as it stays, I'm going to remain bullish in this chart. And of course, we're going to follow price actions, what we're going to do. But that gives us our momentum. Right here, we broke down. Right there, we broke down. And here, we're kind of in that chop zone. Maybe it kicks off. So I look at this chart. What I'm going to be looking for is a breakout, especially with this big high wick up here. So we're consolidating. We've got the momentum starting again. It started here, but it kind of dipped a little bit. But that's a good start. It's a good chart pattern. Just need that breakout. HWM, I think, might be setting up. Look how we've popped up here, and you've got the price action holding. See how the bulls are taking us up? So what we want is we want to make sure we clear this top. But I think right in there is a good place, to maybe consider an entry or, however you might look at a chart. So HWM. I also remember I'm not filtering any of these for purposes of earnings. So it's important that you filter through earnings. You may or may not want to trade through earnings. FTNT is setting up. Look how that momentum rolled up here. Price, the 3, the 8, the trend indicator. You got your buy signal in here. Up you go. Boom. Hit the dotted deuce. Back down. I'm going to get rid of that red line. There we go. See that? Beautiful. Well, here we dipped down, profit taking. Buyers came back in. So the question I've got to ask myself on this chart is the momentum kicking up again? And that's what I want to watch. And then from there, I'll watch for that entry point. We'll look for the 3-8 trap, something similar to the 3-8 trap. I like pullback below the highest high in the past 5 days. And then we'll look for those breakouts. And that's what we'll look for entries. KHC, look how this is setting up. See that momentum right in there? Look how that's working. Look at the price action. Nice J-hook continuation pattern. Home Depot, holy mackerel. I'm flipping through charts and I got to Home Depot and I about fell out of my chair. I love that chart. Absolutely beautiful. Now I know it's expensive and maybe too expensive for some traders, but when we're looking at charts like this, please don't look at the price. Look, if you can't trade it, you can't trade it. But you can absolutely learn from charts like this, okay? $5 charts will do the same thing. $20 charts will do the same thing. It's not just $350 charts. So don't not look at the chart or pay attention or learn from it just because of price, all right? See how this thing started to kick off momentum? And sometimes it takes it a bit. It's like a tricycle or a bicycle with training wheels on it. You know, you start rolling, you've got your training wheels on, you might stumble right in the beginning. But look how that thing just grabs hold and look how that momentum kicks off. What a great trading chart. So what would happen if the momentum failed? You get out of the position. You know, maybe somewhere like right in here, maybe Home Depot, bad news, whatever, doesn't matter, bad numbers somewhere, and it pulls back, well, then we move on to another chart. We can't say that from this point, hey, Home Depot is going to rally for the next 2 or 3 weeks and guarantee it. Nobody can do that. But you have to learn to trade the chart. And this is a good visual to see that the chart is still holding the momentum. Now, it's possible it never really gives you a good entry. That, I suppose, is possible. But you can see how the momentum is working in there, okay? I think we're setting up right nice here. CRM, I better hurry. In fact, well, this one will be the last one. So CRM, that's starting to set up. What I'm liking about CRM is we've broken out of the body of this candle. So we rallied up, and all this is failure in my mind. You know, you can put this line up here. If you want to put this line at the top, you could do that too. I like the body myself. So I'm going to put it here. But you see right through here, okay, that's great, but because we failed, that is just a colossal failure up there. There's nothing about that worked out. So here we pull back, dip down. Smart money comes in when the price is a better price. So here we are down, smart money stepping in. Now we get our momentum setting up for us little peon swing traders. Here we go. So I'll be watching CRM for a possible trade. Again, don't get frightened with the higher price. These are great charts to learn from, okay? Great charts if you can't trade them. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. I'll see you down there at the bottom of the hour when the market opens up, and let's have some fun today, okay? Thank you so much, everybody.